and our bedtime stretch. So for our evening sequence tonight, we're going to need a strap and a block if possible. If you've not got a strap, go and find yourself a dressing gown belt or something that you can put around your foot and bring your leg a bit closer towards you. A karate belt if you've got children that do karate, anything that would work in place of a strap. And if you've not got a yoga block, grab yourself a blanket that we can roll up and just place under the lower back for a supported bridge at the end of the session. So we're going to start tonight, lay on our backs in Shavasana. So take the feet, make sure you've got your comfies on and you're all ready to settle down for the evening. Place your palms facing the ceiling, let your legs flop out and be heavy. And we're going to take a nice big inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. Letting any stresses of the day melt away. So inhale through the nose again and exhale through the mouth. And then for a third time, let the belly rise as you inhale and then exhale, sigh all out. Feeling your body get heavier as you settle into the mat and into tonight's practice. Return to a normal breath. Notice how your body feels after the day. Notice how the mind feels. And let it all just settle down, feeling grounded, feeling in the moment, feeling present. And when we're ready, we're just going to hug those knees into the chest and give the hug and just rock right to left. And we're going to place the left foot flat on the floor and just interlace the hands behind the right thigh. And we're just going to circle the ankle, rotating at the ankle, using the breath. Inhale and exhale. And then change directions as we go. And then we're going to flex and point those toes, spreading the toes as you flex and pointing. And then we're going to place the right ankle onto the left knee, pushing the right knee back. Place your hands at the side of your body. I'm just going to lift the left foot off the floor, drawing that right leg towards you as you're pushing the right knee back. So it's actively pushing with that left leg as you draw the right foot closer to the body. Taking a few more breaths here. And release, swapping it over. So right leg flat to floor. Inhale and lifting that left, interlacing the fingers around behind the thigh and just circling that ankle in one direction. With any of these sleepy stretches, it's up to you whether those eyes are closed or you just open with a soft gaze. And change directions. And flex and point. And then release it all the way down to the mat, both legs straight. We're going to take a full body stretch. So inhaling, taking the hands overhead, big stretch, opposite directions. And then we're going to flex the toes and point the toes. Notice how different it feels when you flex. Do your heels come off the floor? When you point your toes, do they stay off or do they come down onto the mat? And then just one final big stretch with pointed toes, getting as tall as you can. And then just release the hands, coming back down to the sides. And we're just slowly going to take hold of your strap or your belts, whatever it is you've got, even a resistance band, they all work. So we're going to place the band around our right foot and we're going to bend the left leg in. I want you to try to get that right knee straight. Now, it doesn't matter if the leg is there or it's here, but try to straighten that right leg so you get a nice stretch down the back of that hamstring. And I want you to take a nice big inhale. And as you exhale, draw that leg in a little bit closer. Making sure that we're not lifting the bottom off the floor and that your pelvis is tilted away from you as you draw in that leg closer to you. You're going to try with each exhalation to just increase that stretch a little bit more. Notice the breath. Is it even and steady? If it's not, it might mean you've gone too far in the posture. Just ease out of it so that breath is steady. If the leg's shaking, again, you've come too far. Ease off. You can extend the underneath leg straight if you want to increase that stretch or keep it bent. It's entirely up to you. Listen to your body. Listen to what it wants from you. And respect it. Give it what it wants. As we exhale, you can increase that stretch a little bit more if it's available to you. If not, just let it go. And we're going to take the strap in our right hand. We're going to place our left out to the side in a T position. And then we're going to draw our right leg all the way down towards the ground. That underneath leg straight if possible. If not, keep it bent. Try not to lift that left hip off the floor. It stays rooted, grounded into the mat. Drawing that right foot down towards the floor and towards your shoulder. But only as far as comfortable to you. And breathe. Noticing how it feels. Noticing the mind. If there's any thoughts that come into the mind, just acknowledge them and let them float away. And then when we're ready, we're going to lift it back up to centre. We're going to swap over our hands, taking the right hand out to the side. And then we're drawing our leg down towards the left. Keeping the right shoulder blade on the floor. Feeling that stretch down your IT band. Only going as far as feels nice for you. Feel that stretch on the lower back. And breathe into it. Sending breaths exactly where you need them to be. Inhaling and lifting back to center, removing that strap and giving both legs a little bit of a wiggle. Maybe shaking the feet. And then we're going to replace it around the left, bending in that right leg at first, straightening that left leg. Take a big inhale. Exhale and draw it that little bit closer to you. Keeping the pelvis tilted away. Drawing it closer on the exhalation. Feeling an expansion as you inhale, and as you exhale, draw deeper. Extending that underneath leg if it's available to you. If not, stay exactly where you are. And enjoy. Place the band in the left hand, right hand out in a T position, and take it all the way down to the side, taking it out, keeping that right hip on the floor, drawing it closer to the floor and closer to your shoulder, holding it there. Taking some nice peaceful breaths. Letting the day melt away. And being present on your mat. Bring it back to center. Swap it over into the right hand, left hand out to the side, and draw the leg over towards the right. Keeping the left shoulder blade on the floor, keeping that nice steady breath. If you need to soften the knees, that's okay. Take some nice big healing breaths. Take one more breath and lift back to center. Removing the band, placing it to one side for a moment, and just giving those legs a little bit of a shake. And then we're going to hug the knees into the chest, drawing them closer. Rocking side to side if that feels nice. And just take a few breaths here. And we're going to come into our happy baby. So we're going to take hold of the outside edges of the feet, drawing the knees in towards the armpits. If that's not available to you and you can't reach your toes, this is where your band comes in again. And you can draw the knees towards the armpits like that, putting the band over 2 feet. So whatever position you're at, if you just find that happy baby, pulling the feet flat towards the ceiling, taking some nice breaths, feeling the abdomen rise and fall. More breaths here. Before we release the feet and slowly coming up to sitting, placing the soles of the feet together, drawing them in towards the body, taking hold of the toes. We're going to inhale and lift, exhale and round down over those feet. If this is uncomfortable, you can sit on a block or a cushion and lift your bottom off Another way is if you take your blocks and put them under your knees, if the knees are stacked up here. Just, it's important in these nighttime yogas that we're comfy in these postures and we can release and enjoy and let go. And then slowly let's uncurl back up to our seated posture. We're going to take our left leg out to the side and we're going to bring our right leg in. And again, use your props, pillows, cushions, bolsters, whatever you've got to just get as comfy as you can in these positions. I'm going to place our left hand onto our right knee, lifting up the right as we inhale. Enjoying that expansion in the right side first as we come over, ear coming towards the left leg, fingertips towards the toes, keeping it out, opening that chest. And just feel that nice stretch down the right. Don't let everything collapse forward. Keep it back. If it is available to you to reach the toe, fantastic. But don't worry, wherever you are, just enjoy that stretch. Breathing steady and evenly. And inhale and lift. The right hand's going to come onto the floor. I'm going to come down onto the elbow and expand with that left arm, feeling that lengthening of the left side body. Keeping it heart open. Keeping the gaze soft or even the eyes closed. As you inhale and exhale. And then bring it back to centre. We're going to adjust, bringing that right leg in a little bit further so our bodies are facing our left leg. So again here, if you want to use the strap around your toe, if you can, come forward. That will help you there. And we're going to inhale and lift. And exhale and round down, either with your strap or without. And then just rounding down with the head. Whether you take hold of the foot, or the calf, or the thigh, or your strap, whichever position you're choosing. And release. Taking some nice breaths. Noticing if the mind is starting to settle. Let the body be heavy and relaxed. And then slowly work your way back up nice and tall. And we're going to swap it over the other way. So we're going to take our left leg in and our right leg out to the side. Sitting nice and tall out of the seat. Right hand on the left leg. Left hand lifted. Ear moving gently towards that right leg. Fingertips gently moving towards the toes. Wherever you're at, that's okay. Keeping the heart open, not closed down. So wherever feels nice for you. Even if you're here, be kind on yourself. Don't force it. Yoga's a journey for life. There's no rush. Inhale and lift. left hand comes onto the floor. We're going to come down onto our elbow, expand through that right side, enjoying that stretch, opening out the heart, and enjoy. And inhale, lift back to center. So adjust again so we're facing more towards our right leg. Take the strap round your foot if you need to, or inhale and lift and fold gently over that right leg, taking hold of the foot or the calf or the band, and then round down. In and out. Just release any tension. Find that sweet spot in a stretch that just feels yummy. And then release the hands slowly, coming up to sitting. And we're going to take those legs out in front of us. We're going to take hold of the band. I'm going to place them around our toes. We're going to sit nice and tall out of our seat, drawing those heels back. Now that might be more than enough for some of you, and we're just going to stay there. Or you can pull on the band, bending those arms, but keeping that back nice and flat. So turn to the side to show you. So it's not a huge move. We're standing nice and tall and we're pulling, sitting nice and tall with a flat back. We don't want a rounding of this lower back. So inhale and just drawing it forward, drawing that chest, keeping that back flat. Just hold it for a few more breaths. And then release. Get rid of the strap. We don't need that anymore. And we're going to bend the knees, keeping the feet together. And we're going to place our hands onto our feet. If you can't hold your feet, then it's fine, hold your shins. But what I would like you to do is to plant the chest firmly onto the thighs. We're going to take a big inhale. And as we exhale, just round the head down. So it's like your eyes are resting on your knees. Take a few breaths here. Notice the heat building up as your breath gets trapped. From here, depending on what surface you're on, whether your bottom slips away or your feet, you're going to keep your chest and your head onto your knees and thighs. And you're going to walk the feet or the bottom away from you until you start to feel a lifting off the chest, off the thighs. And when you're there and it starts to lift, hold it there. So it could be here. You could get all the way down and still be making contact with those thighs. But whatever it is, just keep the chest in contact with the thighs and then just release. Holding it there. Pulling back on the feet if your hands are on the feet. Few more breaths. And just release and come up to sitting, and then we're going to come all the way over onto our backs. Taking those feet as wide as the mat, placing them flat on the mat, taking the arms out to the side, and we're just going to windscreen wipe at the knees right to left. So we'll inhale as we lift. Exhale as we drop them down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. Inhale, lift. Exhale, drop. One more. And as you drop those knees to one side, take the arms over to the other side. Gazing towards the hands and just enjoy that spinal twist. And just relax. And then take it over the other way. Arms over to the right, dropping the knees to the left, or the other way, whichever way you were. Just gaze towards the hands. And then come back to centre. And we're going to hug the knees into the chest, lifting the head off, squeezing into a tight ball, and then releasing. Feet flat to floor. Now we're going to come into a supported bridge pose. So this is where the blocks come in for your supported bridge. If you haven't got a block and you can't do a supported bridge, we're just going to do a passive back bend. So it'll be rolling up a blanket or a cushion, and just a small one, and just place it in the small of your back so that you're in a supported, relaxed back bend there. But if you have got a block, we're going to place the block underneath the back, either this way or lengthways if you've got that availability in your supported bridge, but it's entirely up to you. But place the prop wherever feels good for you, and just relax. Let the weight of the body fall onto the block or your rolled up blanket and feel supported in your bridge pose. If you do have tension in your lower back and you've got a rolled up blanket underneath, only make sure it's as big as you can comfortably manage. If at any point, or even in this bridge pose, it feels uncomfortable, just remove the prop and hug the knees into the chest. Breathing into the belly and out. Just enjoy that feeling of being supported. And when you're ready, lifting up that bottom, removing the block or the prop from underneath you and settling into a neutral spine for a few breaths. And then when that's settled, you can hug the knees into the chest. Just counteract that bridge pose with a counter posture. And we're going to finish with one final twist. So take the left leg out to the mat, right leg bent, pulled across the body. Find that twist, right hand out to the side. Take a nice breath in and out. Keeping the right shoulder blade on the floor. And swapping it over. Left leg out, right leg across the body. Right hand to knee, left hand out to the side. Shoulder blade planting on the floor. And just feel the twist in the lower back. Listening to the body, quietening the mind. And return to centre. And we're going to come into our final Shavasana. So make yourself comfy. Blanket, socks, pillow, under the head, whatever feels nice. Just get that self comfy, but just make sure that the spine is long. Palms to ceiling. Legs flopped out. Hips heavy. Breathing into the belly. And I want you to mentally scan your body from the tips of your toes to the crown of your head, all the way down to your fingers. I want you to scan the body, and anywhere that needs to relax, just let it relax. Returning your awareness to the breath, making sure it's even and steady. So we're going to end tonight's practice with a guided visualization. So while we're here in our Shavasana, I want you to imagine that you stood outside your home. Stood there on the pavement outside your house, carrying 2 heavy suitcases. And in one suitcase are worries and anxieties about the future. And in the other are regrets of the past. And these cases feel heavy in your hands out there on the street. As we stood there in the street, I want you to focus on the case that holds your regrets about the past. And I want you to, right there in the street, just choose to let it go. Open the fingers and just drop it. Let it go. You start to feel a bit imbalanced now as the weight of the suitcase in the other hand pulls you over to one side. This case is full of all your anxieties and worries about tomorrow, about the future. And I want you to make the same decision about this case. I want you to just drop it, just let it go. Simple as opening your hand and letting it fall. It tumbles out of your hand and onto the ground. And you feel lighter. As you stand there in the streets, without those heavy bags that you were carrying in your arms, it's gone. And then you find yourself stepping up the path and into your house. I want you to just flop down there on the sofa, like you do when you've returned from a holiday and a long journey. You've just placed the bags down and you've flopped down in the sofa and you're home. asking that feeling of contentment and safety that you feel when you're back home in this safe place where you feel loved and protected. Allow the sides of your mouth to turn up and smile, because you know this is a place that you've created. And just sit with that feeling for a moment, feeling joy and peace, knowing that whenever life gets difficult, you can return to this safe place that you've created inside you called home. And either stay in Shavasana for as long as you want, or gently wiggle your fingers and toes with me as we close down the practice. Slowly rolling onto your side and up to a seated position. Nice and slowly. Placing the hands together at the heart, drawing the head towards the hands, and just once more remembering that feeling that you've created inside you called home. Namaste and good night.